Back to another episode of Naturally Tones, guys. I know I do this every video, but thank you so much for all the support. This is the long awaited Q&A video where I'm going to actually be answering all of those comments that you guys left but in video format. First things first, I want to pick up all of them nice comments here. I'm gonna get under the video them. I mean, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate every subscriber, every single comment. Thank you so much. Keep it coming, guys. Thank you for supporting my channel. It means a lot to me. But let's get into these questions. Let's answer the real questions about this house hunting journey. And I hope you guys will learn something from it. First question: do you have the ability to add rooms on your home, change paint color, and build fencing of your choice? Now, let's start with building the fence. Yes, you can build a fence. What it is, though, is that you can go as high as 4 feet without needing clearance from parish council. Once you go over that 4 feet, then you have to get parish council involved. So that's just something to note for persons who are living in Gore. As far as changing the home paint color, yes, you can change the outside. However, similar to other, developments, there are, a very limited range of colors. In fact, in our case, it's these two. So this is the color that the house is originally painted in, and this was the additional color that they said, okay, we can go ahead. And when I say they said, I mean the committee would have voted, would have made recommendations and allowed those who owned a home to vote. I personally was kind of hoping for at least 5 different colors that were like in the same range. But we got these two and it's fine with me. I mean, the truth is inside my home has so much personality. So if my fall shot with the house color, it's completely fine. It's completely fine. Thank you so much. Does the home come with a laundry room? Okay, no, the Gore homes do not come with a laundry room. Chemtech actually does go with a laundry room, and I think the other one is Wishful. Port Ridge Estate, they also do come with a laundry room. Gore does not. But what I will always say is keep in mind, Gore, when you think about the prices of the homes, let's compare, so New Era, which is the same as Port Ridge, that's what the cost is. Chemtech, that was their last stated cost. Wishful, I think it's Wishful Homes. I'm gonna put the name there. Wishful Homes, that's their cost. And then I'll even add Sundown Palms to this, right? Because that was another development that was happening at the time. And I'll even put in Silver Sun. That's NHD, but let's put in Silver Sun just in case, even though you're overseas, you can look into getting a Silver Sun home. Yeah, and that's where Gore price point starts at. Yeah, so great difference. So with the money that you could save from not buying everybody else, yeah, you can build your own washroom. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It feels good to be a homeowner, not gonna lie. The best part is the rent though. There's no rent. So there's no landlord saying, oh, it's going to increase. That's the best part. But anyways, let's get into the question. So when you bought the Gore home, did you have to get a lawyer? And can you tell me a little bit about insurance and what the insurance cost is like? Okay, so no, you don't have to get a lawyer. And that was the thing that I love about new developments. I actually made a whole video comparing all three that you guys can find. Oh, up there. wherever the thing ends up. Yeah, up there. So right, so you can check out that video to know some of the requirements when you're comparing NHD versus new development versus house on the market. I did kind of go into detail about it. However, no lawyer. Gore actually has their own lawyer firm that they deal with, and they handle all of that paperwork and stress. In terms of the insurance, so yes, because I went through the bank, you have to get what is called a homeowners insurance. Is it homeowners insurance? Well, I know peril insurance, right? So they coupled it up in one. Back in the day, it was a thought process that you'd have to get life insurance in order to buy a home in Jamaica. That's not the case. I don't know if it was ever the case. I feel like it was the case because I've heard people tell me that that's what needed to happen. But we went out, got a life insurance policy because we were thinking, okay, we had to get one, only to find out from my rep at NTB that nothing I go, so you don't need to. It's not that deep. So I guess no. So what we have is peril insurance. So yes, not homeowners, because homeowners is like a separate insurance scheme. For example, if you want to like secure the assets in your home, peril insurance only covers the structure, the building. So yes, we do have peril insurance. It is a percentage of whatever it is that the home values at. It does not increase. It's a flat rate. So we pay around 84,000 a year, which works out to 7,000 change. So we pay that in tandem with our mortgage. So technically, even though our mortgage figure is 72, it's not 72 because of just the mortgage. It's actually about 60 something, and then 7,000 is added through that peril insurance. Next question. How long did you wait after paying the deposit? Okay, I had answered this in a previous video, but for this Q&A purpose. All right, so we had paid our deposit. Okay, first things first, we applied for the house officially in January, early part of January. And then in the first week of February, that's when they said, okay, congratulations, your boss, all right? And then they would have sent communication throughout the month of February, which would have allowed us to see what lots were available, which you could have seen disappearing every time somebody selected a lot, which was very nerve-wracking because they tried to go in order in which your submission came in. So by the time they contact you now, which they contacted us in March, probably the latter part of March. Or you know what? Yes, it was the latter part of March. They contacted us. We would have selected our lot and then paid the deposit. You have 3 business days to pay that deposit. So after you pay your deposit, Gore did not reach back out to me until around August. And that's when they were letting me know that it's time to basically put all your documents together. So meaning, if you haven't gotten that letter of approval from your bank, because you would have probably had that letter from before because you would have needed it to apply in January. But by then it would have been either expired or maybe it is that you could have applied for more, or now that you know for sure what the cost of the house is, you could make some adjustments there. So you would need a revised letter, and then all other documentation, TRN, driver's license, all that information to provide Gore with. And then between September and October, that's when we were required to get that letter of undertaking from the bank. And simply that letter of undertaking is the bank's commitment to Gore to say that they will be paying the amount required for the house. If it is that you didn't go through a bank, then you would just give them the money and you'd have been fine, right? But you say, cause bank I forgot through because Bedo just have $14 million sitting down. Yeah, so we definitely went to the bank, and that's when the money was paid over. And then by November we were moving in. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. As for adding rooms on your home, yes, you can. But again, you'd have to get that approved by parish council. So you link an architect or a draftsman to really get your design, and then you submit those plans to parish council. And then once that is approved, then you can go ahead and start building. So once you stay within your boundaries, and then I know the land surveyor will tell you that you can't go too far for certain, because you have to create enough space. Like there's some legality with the spacing issue. I'm sure a land surveyor can comment and tell us what that is. But yeah, so you can't just build straight up to the wall. Like I know that's what certain houses will do, but no. The government not approved that. So yeah, so you just have to check that out. What's needed from your parish council, whatever area that you're living in, and then from there you can contact that draftsman and then have those plans drawn up, and then you go right ahead. I mentioned it before, but I'll say it again for this purpose. Your mortgage will be based on how much money you deposit, how much money you put up front, as opposed or juxtaposed to the loan, right? So it's the loan that you're paying back on. Whether it's a loan from NHT, whether it's a loan from the bank, that is what your mortgage would be dependent on. And then the financial institution that you choose, they have an interest rate that goes with that mortgage. So for us, we use NCB. I think the rate at the time was 7%, I think it was 7%, if not 7 and 7.5. We had to go through the bank because they had NHT had kind of cut out you going to them directly once you earn over $30,000 a week, I believe, or is a month. $30,000 a week, right? So once you earn more than that amount, you can't go to NHG straight anymore. You have to go to their preferred partners, and NCB at the time was one of them. So that was who we went with. So you're still accessing that that NHT benefit at the rate that NHT would have provided you with. All right. So that would mean my rate was 5%. So NTB's rate was 7%, and the NHG's rate was 5%. So that worked in our favor. That we didn't have to. So, for example, the house costs, as I said to you before in previous videos, $14.5 million. At the time, the rate that the amount of money that you could get for a home was $14 million, right? As a couple, right? So it worked out perfectly. And also there was an increase. There was an increase to 16. So that helped a lot in our favor. So because we opted to borrow around 95% of the loan, that's why we ended up with our mortgage being 72,000 mash, right? And as I mentioned to you, this figure is not just the mortgage figure, this is the mortgage and the peril insurance figure. So I hope that clears things up. But as you can see, it's just as bad as like renting in Kingston. Like if you're from like a more rural area, you can get a bigger house for cheaper on rent. But if you're talking about Kingston, if you're talking about Portmore, this amount is, to me, it's not bad. At least it's yours and the price not increase. Oh, thanks, Rashida. Yeah, we're for authentic. We're for be authentic. I've taught things them as is, But I'm glad you accept that side of my personality. Okay, so is there an option to have a cabinet makers add to the existing cabinetry to create an island at an additional cost as expected? Unfortunately, developments in Jamaica aren't that fun. It's something that I'm always like waiting on, like a development out here to do better with, because I just feel like everybody's house, even if the outside is the same, the inside shouldn't have to be exactly the same. But no, you can't say to them, oh, hey, can you add an island? Or how about if you put the bathroom there? Well, not the bathroom, but like the cabinets, instead of putting them there, I want to put them here. Or if you want to run a pipe, yes, so instead of this, so like you can't make those changes. It's a little annoying. But what I will do is show you this clip. I actually moved my cabin, my cabinet, one part of it. Originally, and you'll see it in this video, that originally it's actually supposed to be where the fridge is, and I moved it to the other side. I felt like that made the space look a lot more open. Plus, I have a really tall fridge. So I was just thinking, who is gonna access that cabin with it being so tall? And either way, I am a decent size height for a girl, and so is babe. We're not tall people. So it being all the way up there is not helping nobody. So we moved that ourselves. My recommendation for anybody buying their Gore home, just kind of, if you want it look different, you're gonna have to spend some money. So it's either you're gonna expand early, or you're gonna try and make the space that you have work. It's the living room and kitchen is relatively small. Like, I've maximized the space by ensuring that the furniture that I put in, it fits in neatly. But if we're being realistic, it's relatively small. So because of that, I can understand why Gore wouldn't have put an island there. In the Phoenix Park Village 1, some of the homes actually come with the island like that. In fact, I think all of them have the island, and some of them even have a breakfast counter. So, but it's still the island setup because they were given more space. So we were given 710 square feet, and they would have had like 600, 600, 900. Like, not 600. That's a smaller one. No. They have like, I think it's 800 and something, and then 900 and something. So they're bigger by far. So because of that, they would have had more room. And then I was actually told that for this development, they deliberately made the bedrooms bigger than what they would have done before. I mean, I don't really mind a big bedroom still, you know. I don't mind, you know, cause one king size bed me have, so I don't really mind. But that would have taken up some of the space in the open concept for the kitchen and the living room area. I see a lot of Kankara questions. Yes, if you're moving into Phoenix Park Village 2, Kankara would be your water supplier. What do I think about them so far? What I like about them is that they're very timely with updates. So they will send you a text if it is that you're going to experience any disturbance. The only issue that we have had as a community is, of course, because construction is still going on. I don't know if it's how they're running the lines. I don't know what it is, but sometimes the water can get really, really cloudy, like really, really cloudy. And even sometimes the water is acidic. But that isn't, I wouldn't say that happens like every week, every day. And I wouldn't say it happens to everybody. Different persons have different experiences. But there was a time when all of us were experiencing a ridiculous pH that let us know the water was more acidic than it needed to be. But once we reported the issue to them, they actually gave us a discount on our next bill. So to compensate for the errors that they made. So I mean, I think they're pretty cool. They're not the easiest to reach if it is that you're trying to like call, but I always encourage persons to just email them. They're actually very quick to respond. They're not, and what I like about them too, you don't have to go there. Like I've actually never been down there. I never have no reason for go. Why? Because once you email them and respond to you, you're good. You sort out, right? So you just scan whatever documents you need if it is that you need to get set up, and they will take care of the rest. So I feel that they're very efficient in how they respond via email, and take the hassle out of like even paying bills and stuff, because I just paid as a bill payment on my NTB platform, and that's it. You guys also wanted to know on average how much do we pay for water. 2000 is the highest we've had to pay. When we just moved, because of the little construction that we did on the renovation, we would have been using more water. So the first couple bills were like 3,000, but it has kind of standardized at like $2,000 now going forward. So that's how much we pay for water. Okay, what is the cost of maintenance? And of course, I would have answered, the Kankara questions already. The cost of maintenance right now is said to be 5,000. It hasn't gone into effect just yet because persons are still moving in. So Gore, is still shouldering some of the expenses, but it should be around anywhere between $5,000 and $6,000. That's what the maintenance fee is going to be. Last question to wrap it all up. Am I renovating or adding? Okay, so as you guys know, I did do some amount of renovations. And if you never know, you need to catch up. The playlist is there. Please go and watch it. And if you never subscribe, make sure you subscribe. But yes, yeah. So we did a little bit of renovating. So no, the house doesn't come in this color. No, those panels, those panels aren't a part of the house. Those are my myself and Bubilu's concepts. That's our creations. Are we looking to add? Not anytime soon. Ideally, we're focusing on landscaping right now. We want to ensure the front of the house is looking the way we want it to look. That's kind of more the focus. We're actually looking to even paint over the house, not with different colors, but with the same colors. Not that the paint has set in. We want to get one more coat, for look like a razzle dazzle, So yeah, so we still have that to do. So yeah, that's really it. All the DMs about contractors, guys, I have a contractor video coming soon. Just want to go through some more experiences so that I can give you guys a better review and some good recommendations, because guys, it's a whirlwind. But I want to thank you guys so much for coming back to watch another video of Naturally Toned. Tony Talks Home. Uncut. No filter. Just talk the things then. Thank you so much for coming back, guys. Be sure to check out all my other videos in the playlist and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good evening. Bye.